guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and the main story will be about Roberto Firmino because Corriere dello Sport, an Italian newspaper, has reported that Liverpool's main striker Bobby Firmino, his agents are negotiating with Juventus on a potential transfer deal. So what do you think about this? I will have all the details in this video, and also we will have a major injury update on the Liverpool players who missed yesterday's preseason friendly. Liverpool lost to Strasbourg 3-0, but Liverpool played with a lot more youngsters than they originally planned to use from the start because Naby Keita was ill, Curtis Jones picked up an injury, Alexis Chamberlain is out, Diogo Jota is out, and a lot of other players. Jurgen Klopp didn't want to risk them. So what do you think? Do you think Liverpool should sell Firmino? I think for absolutely no money would I sell Firmino this close to the season, because Diogo Jota is out injured. Yes, we have Darwin Núñez, but we can't sell Bobby Firmino because I think he's a crucial player for this upcoming season for Liverpool, and Jurgen Klopp shares that sentiment. But first, let's listen to the reports. Corriere dello Sport is claiming that negotiations are advancing between Juventus and Liverpool for Firmino's transfer in a deal would be worth a little bit over 20 million euros. Firmino wants to get more regular starts and impress the Brazil manager Tite, because Firmino wants to go to the Qatar World Cup. But I think Firmino will be Liverpool's starting striker for the upcoming season, at least until Darwin Núñez becomes more accustomed to how Liverpool play. But he had a brilliant 31-minute cameo against Manchester City, scoring and also forcing a penalty, and I think that Darwin Núñez is off to an absolute flyer. But I still think that Bobby Firmino will start against Fulham. And Calcio Mercato now have what they present as an exclusive on the transfer situation. They say that despite claims otherwise, a move for the Liverpool player isn't imminent by Juventus. Juventus don't rule out the idea, however. They have no intention of paying the 30 million euro transfer fee that Liverpool are looking for, and that would be more in line of what I think Firmino is worth. That is around 26 million pounds for a 30-year-old striker who has 1 year left on his contract. It doesn't seem like a lot of money, but I think Firmino is very important to Liverpool, and the transfer fee should reflect that. And according to the same report, it's actually Firmino's agents, Rogon, who have been trying to build a deal, and he offered Firmino to different clubs. This is similar to what happened when Firmino was looking to move from Hoffenheim, from the Bundesliga, and his agent offered Firmino to different clubs, and in the end Liverpool decided to sign him. This time Juventus has been one of the very first choices of Firmino's agent, but at the moment we don't know how advanced the negotiations are. But Jurgen Klopp is counting on Firmino, and also the fact that Diogo Jota remains sidelines and he could miss the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season. I don't see a scenario where Liverpool would sell Firmino, because I don't think we have a player lined up to be coming in for him, and there is no way that Liverpool will just sell a striker and not sign a replacement straight away, or maybe even before we sell Firmino we could sign a striker. I don't see that happening at the moment. The way we sold Mane was we first signed Darwin Núñez, and then when all was done, then we sold Mane to Bayern Munich. And also Mane scored on his debut in Bayern Munich's fantastic 5-3 win against RB Leipzig in the German Super Cup final. I watched the highlights this morning. It was an absolutely fabulous day, fabulous game as well, and Mane scored a brilliant opening goal after great build-up play, and he also scored 2 more goals which were not given by fractional offside decisions, so Mane could have had a hat-trick on his debut. And Mane still has a soft spot for Liverpool. He told the journalist that before the German Super Cup final he was watching the Liverpool Man City Community Shield final for as long as possible, as long as he didn't have to go on the pitch himself to play for Bayern Munich. So that is also brilliant news that Mane is still a Liverpool fan at heart and he has a soft spot. And good luck to him at Bayern Munich. I really hope that he wins the Bundesliga and the German Cup. And before you guys, the Liverpool fans, start panicking, Jurgen Klopp said, Bobby Firmino is crucial for us, the heart and soul of this team. The way we played the last years was only possible because of Bobby Firmino. That's why I'm really happy he was able to train for the majority of the time here in preseason so far. Everything looks really good, so I'm absolutely fine. There is no doubt about Bobby's quality. All the rest we will see how this year goes. But he is essential for us. And if a manager like Jurgen Klopp says that the player is essential, do you see him really allowing Firmino to leave in 1 or 2 weeks, or even in 3 or 4 weeks when the season is already on the way? I just don't see a scenario where Liverpool decide to sell Firmino, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what is yours in the comments below. So one of the reasons why Liverpool went with 8 players who were teenagers against Strasbourg, and that was one of the main reasons why Liverpool suffered a heavy defeat in the last preseason game at Anfield. We lost 3-0, 3 individual mistakes basically, and Strasbourg gave a very good account of themselves. They took the full advantage of the mistakes, they took their goals really well, they scored some bangers, and also they basically scored with their first 3 shots on target, which is really impressive. And also Strasbourg finished in the top 6 in the French league, so they are not a mid-table side. They are a side who qualified for Europe, I think. And Naby Keita is ill, he will be fit for the Fulham game. Curtis felt something in his muscle a little bit, and we couldn't take any risks, Jurgen Klopp said. So all of a sudden the team was really young who had to go out against Strasbourg, against a really strong Strasbourg side. We don't know exactly on Ibu Konate what kind of injury he suffered. It doesn't look too concerning, but we have to wait for the tests, of course. And Liverpool had no time to assess the Curtis Jones situation. He felt something, there was no impact injury, so that's always concerning. What could it be? Hopefully the tests will reveal it's just a very little minor issue, but Liverpool of course didn't want to risk any of the sick or injured players to get worse before the season in terms of their injury. Curtis Jones desperately wanted to play, but the medical department said no, and we needed to make further tests. So that's why Liverpool had such a young team out, and it was pretty unlucky because Liverpool in the second half actually played much better, and we created quite a few chances which we couldn't take. Strasbourg defended really well, really compact, and Liverpool didn't really have a recognized out-and-out striker in the team yesterday because Jota is out injured, Nunez and Bobby Firmino played yesterday, so Liverpool didn't want to risk injuring any of the first team players. And the young players will learn a lot from this defeat, and that you can't really make these big individual errors against even a half-decent side like Strasbourg, because you will get punished for it. That's the difference between kids football and men's football. In kids football you probably get away with these mistakes, but in men's football not really. And Jurgen Klopp said that he liked the second half a lot. What is concerning is that the Gomez-Konate partnership doesn't seem to click, doesn't seem to work really well. Every time they play together as a centre-back pairing, Liverpool don't look assured at the back. When Gomez plays with Van Dijk or Matip, he looks much better. When Konate plays with Van Dijk or Matip, he looks much better as well. But Konate and Gomez, it just doesn't seem like they complement each other too well. Harvey Elliott had a very promising performance, and Fabio Carvalho also got into very good goal-scoring opportunities. His shot just let him down. And Harvey Elliott was really good in midfield, but he lacked the target man, that striker to play off of. Jurgen Klopp said it was a very intense game where we were all struggling, and Harvey didn't look like he struggled at all physically. He's a good footballer, it's clear, but a player like Harvey Elliott needs target players as well, and that's what we were lacking. Fabio Carvalho is good, all the boys who came on were really good. Tyler Morton, Bajcetic, Bobby Clark, so many good performances in the second half. And the young players like Luke Chambers and Isaac are really good players, but they made these mistakes, and then it's really tough when you are playing against when you are playing in a stadium with 44,000 people in it, and then you want the ground to swallow you because of this mistake that you make. But you cannot learn to deal with these things when you play for the under 21s or the under 23s, because they play pretty much without crowds, without a real competition. So this was an opportunity for the young players to deal with these kind of things. Now they know how it feels, now they can use it the next time, and that's very, very helpful in their development. But Jurgen Klopp said that against Man City, Liverpool looked really, really sharp. We are ready for the season. We still have a full week, and in the end I think we have 2 full weeks probably for the next 2 games to prepare. So you have to use that as kind of a pre-season, and that's why we played today. Now we have to see that we prepare well for Fulham, because it's a different game obviously. A little bit fewer injuries would be nice. We were a bit unlucky very early before we really started training, to be honest, but that doesn't help. And the boys will come back rather sooner than later, and then will have a fuller squad. But in the moment, the boys who are available look really good and really sharp. So Liverpool look like they are ready for the Fulham game. Of course, the first team will be totally different than the team that played against Strasbourg. So Liverpool could just write off that defeat probably, and the young players will learn from it and grow from it. Fulham away will not be an easy game. It's a newly promoted side at home in the first game. It's usually a really, really awesome atmosphere. The crowd will be up for it, the Fulham players will be up for it. But if Liverpool want to win the Premier League, we have to come through these games and we have to win them. Arsenal went to Brentford and they got embarrassed, they lost 2-0. But Liverpool are much better, and we have to really be in our game, and hopefully Liverpool will not have any more injury concerns up until that point. And Harvey Elliott also said that it's an absolute honor to play in front of the home crowd, and very exciting. We are disappointed, but we just need to take the positives, learn from it. I think the youngsters need to learn the hard way sometimes, and some of them did that today, but in all fairness, they bounced back, played the rest of the game really strong, so it's all credit to them. Youngsters are always going to make mistakes, and even senior players, so it's just about how you react, and their reaction was very good. Everyone makes mistakes in life. We are all a team, and we have all made that mistake together. There's no one single-handedly made it themselves, so we all stuck together and encouraged everyone and just told them to keep playing their football, which they did. It's all credit to them. As I said, if they don't make these mistakes, then they won't learn. Everyone played a great part today and gave it their best, and that's all you can ask for. I just hate you losing, to be honest, Harvey Elliott said, so I do everything that I possibly can to get the game in our favor and turn it around for us to win. I think that's what I tried today. Some things came up, some things didn't. It just wasn't our day today. I just want to play for the badge, gave it my all for the badge, no matter what the score is, whether we are winning or losing. I always give it my best. And I have that hunger in myself to go out and make sure I give it 110% in each and every game. Some days things will come up, some things won't. Today unfortunately wasn't our day, but maybe another time it will be and we can win the game. But it's more minutes in the legs, more minutes for the young boys to play in front of this wonderful crowd, play on the home turf at Anfield, and hopefully we will get off to a flyer this season. And Virgil van Dijk also said that scoring that debut goal for Darwin Núñez was important. For him it's just the same as me when signing for Liverpool. The transfer fee, for example, is not something you should think about. I don't think it does. He has to keep learning, keep working. We play in a way where the striker has to do a lot of defending as well. And there is something for strikers to learn. Bobby has mastered it, and he's one of the best ones in that position to do it. So he can learn from Bobby Firmino, Núñez, and also bring his own qualities into the game as well, with runs in behind. You have to mix it up. And I think it's quite funny when rival fans claimed after just 2 30-35 minute cameos in a meaningless preseason friendlies that Darwin Núñez was a flop, when in fact he went on to score 4 goals in a half against Leipzig. He went on to score and get somewhat of an assist against Man City. He contributed to 2 goals, and it was because of Darwin Núñez that we won the game against Man City. And now those haters are very, very quiet, and they probably turned on to Erling Haaland. But next week Haaland will probably score, and then the clowns will look like even bigger jokers out there, because you can't just rule out these guys, Haaland or Nunez, if they don't score in 1 or 2 games. Tell me where the striker who scores in every single game that he plays, not even Messi or Ronaldo did that in their prime. And Darwin Nunez was very honest when he talked in an ESPN interview. He said, to be honest, the first few weeks I was extremely nervous, so much that I was missing even the simplest pass. It was really difficult to get used at the beginning with the team, but as time went by, they made me feel comfortable. I had a talk with Mo Salah that helped me a lot, and now I'm a lot more settled and he's a lot more calm now, and I think Darwin Nunez will have a fantastic season. He's a fantastic player, and if he gets used to the Liverpool teammates, then he will score a lot of goals for Liverpool. I'm pretty convinced. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.